Teach your business to fish with Mike Rager. Only on Now Media Radio.
All right, it's Wednesday afternoon, noonish, so it must be time to teach your business to fish. This is your business guide, Michael Rager. How are you out there today on this fine Wednesday afternoon? If you look outside, it's actually sunny for a change. I think this is like the first time in the last month it hasn't rained on a Wednesday, so we're glad to be here and glad to be able to come into your living room and hear you guys today. Well, we're going to talk a little bit. Man, this is a little bit weird today. I decided to go a little bit free throw today and just talk a little bit. I got my friend Captain David Rapollet coming in of Bow Stern Fishing Tours. We're going to talk fishing. We're going to talk a little bit of business. And I got a special guest out there who's going to ask David a few questions. But I really want to bring in today and talk about business and just the gratitude of being in business. And the reason I want to do that is, I'm old today. It's my son. He was walking around today with a cane. It's my 55th birthday. Just making me feel like an old man, getting all those old things. But, when we get into business, we got to look at the gratitude of what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how we're doing it. And it's just amazing that, that we have the business, the ability to just be in business and do what we want to do. I started thinking about this and, how long I've wanted to do this, how long I've been in fishing. I've had the opportunity to talk to some people recently about what we're doing in our company, how we're growing it, and the things that we're trying to do. And I forget to set my timer here, so I don't know how long we're talking. But this is the things, that I've been looking at and thinking about my fishing career. And, I started fishing when, even younger than my son's age. I think I was 5 or 6. Nobody in my family fished. We just happened to go on a vacation to one of my dad's cousins. There was a little family reunion. They lived on a lake. Somebody gave me a fishing pole and some worms, and I started catching little bluegill, and that started this crap. And this is what happened. We just started going, and started catching fish and all this stuff. But I remember, the first big trip I had planned, I was going to Cabo. Me and my friend Charlie, we'd worked together. We were building pipelines, and we saved money. And we're going to go to Cabo for a week, and we're going to go marlin fishing. And about 6 days before this, my grandmother got really sick and took a turn, and she passed. I made it up to Michigan and saw her before she died. Got home, ready to go to Cabo that night before I'm supposed to leave, she passes. And I'm like, man, I am not sure what I'm supposed to do, I'm just torn. And, I've saved all this. I've wanted to go catch a marlin. This is all I wanted to do my whole life. And, this thing happens. And, this was my dad's mom that passed away. I was really close to my mom and dad's, my maternal grandparents, my grandma and grandpa Austin. And I called my grandpa Austin, and he looked at me, and we talked on the phone. He goes, you came up and saw her when she was alive, and there was not much you can do. She was really sick then. She didn't know it. And you really, really, really wanted this. You really, you paid the price to be able to go on this really big trip, and you should go. And so I did. And so it was this, we got down to Cabo. 2 days later, we're out marlin fishing, and it was, the day of the funeral. I knew it was a funeral. Got out there, did a little remembrance and do that stuff. And, man, then it was open. It just boom, man. Me and Charlie, we caught striped marlin. We just had a blast. And, it's just, we got to look at business and everything that's going on. I'm hearing all this crap going on Facebook. People right now, we're in the middle of this COVID junk. People are this and this. I hate you because you're a Democrat. I hate you because you're a conservative. A lot of. If we just sit down and look at this stuff, we just got to give gratitude as what's going on, because we all want the same thing. And really what we want is we want the ability to have a great life and have fun. I'm here, and I got my son out there, and I see him, and he's looking at me, and he's giving me some weird faces, and giving little stuff, and he's going to be able to come in here, and he's going to talk, to David. It's because he and I, one of the reasons I wanted him to be here today, because if I had a chance to spend the day with anybody in the world, I want it to be my son. It's my birthday. It's so much fun hanging out with him, and we always have a great time. And, it just turns out that we have Captain David on today, and every time we go fishing with Captain David, it's a great time. It's Cameron got to drive the boat for the first time. Jonathan, you put that picture up there. Here's Cameron catching this man, this big old black drum. I mean, he's fighting it. We can't put the sound on it because he's a 7-year-old at the time cussing. I hate putting this picture up because we see how fat I am. So, but man, he fought that fish hard, and it pulled him around and it did some stuff. But man, he went out there, he represented, he did everything he was supposed to do. Doing this right. And that's all it is. He had people to train him and he had people to mentor him, and David and I got to spend that time with him and do it. If you go kind of towards the end there, Jonathan, we'll get a picture of him netting this fish and you can see how big it really is. But it's as a business coach and a business guide, I think the fun part is just helping business owners that have never been anywhere, been to where they want to go and help them to where they want to go. I'm going to go out this weekend or next week. I'm going to shoot some videos to put on my LinkedIn. But, right now it's just watching, the businesses that I coach, and I watch them grow. And, I had Manuel Gonzalez on here from Germ Rap a few weeks ago, and Manuel last night, he was just like, I'm just really content to where I am right now in business. We've taken a business from nothing to over, $16,000, $17,000, $18,000 a month in the first year. I mean, he goes, it's just amazing to take a business from that and to learn. You look at that big fish coming up there. Those of you who are seeing it, the one my son caught, I ended up the last couple of minutes of it. But, this thing was huge. I mean, this is a almost 40-pound drum, and, watching a kid that barely weighs 40 pounds catch it and then ended up, reeling it in and then netting it, to help me. It's just having the ability and, just to have the gratitude to do that. And that's what business is about. And this is what it's like, here it is. We're in the middle of COVID. My normal circumstances, my son would be in school. He wouldn't be here, but he's doing stuff, and he gets to come in with me today. And I think this is the ability to learn, and we're pushing him to learn some new things. So this is what I want you guys to think about as we start going into this today. I want you to think about the gratitude of what's going on and why you do what you do, and how happy it is to do it. So, Jonathan's given me the 1 minute. So, we're here, we're in Houston, we're not getting hit by this hurricane that the people by the east are. We've luckily missed a few of them. We've had some good things. The fish are biting, everything's going, and it's rocking on right now. We're trying to put together a trip to go out with Captain Greg and go catch some bull redfish out on the jetties here in a few weeks. I know Cameron's giving me the high five sign. Yeah, dude, I can't wait to go do that. But this is what we want to do. So we're going to get there. We're going to get Captain Baven back. We're going to talk about starting a business and actually one that has to do with fishing. So this is a real fishing business. So this is Michael Rager, your business guide. I hope I didn't ramble too much. I just want to share a little bit of my personal feelings. I look at it this way. It's my show, my birthday. I'm going to do what I want. So this is what we're going to do. So we're going to be back with you in a minute. Let's hear some word from our sponsors. We're going to have Captain David in. We're going to have our guest interviewer. So we'll see you guys in just a minute.
Hi, this is Alberto Tudela. The Houston metro area has experienced a substantial increase of wind and hail damage, flooding, and other perils in the last 5 years. Now more than ever, it is critical and essential to ensure your company, your property, as well as your family have the right insurance coverage. Tudela Insurance Solutions offers a wide variety of insurance for home, auto, property, as well as life insurance. My goal is to find a tailored option that guarantees the right coverage at the right price, specific to your needs, present and future, so you protect what matters the most. Call me today at 713-714-4475 and allow our team at Tudela Insurance Solutions to make sure you're protected. Accidents never happen when we expect them. Now is the time to ensure you have peace of mind.
Graphic design, banners, brochures, business cards, posters, any printing you need for your company's branding, Priority Printing SS is your solution. With more than 30 years of experience, Priority Printing SS has been the preferred solution for hundreds of companies for any printed materials. At Priority Printing SS, They believe in listening to you, bringing you creative ideas to effective results. Your printed materials talk about your company. Make sure they open the door for you. Trust your printed materials to the experts. Call Priority Printing SS at 713-575-9800 and let Priority Printing SS handle with ease all your printing needs. COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The Now Media Video Business Card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The Now Media Video Business Card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
Welcome back. This is Michael Rager, your business guide, and this is
Cameron Rager, Junior Business Guide.
all right. So we brought in Cameron here because those of you guys that were on video, you got to see Cameron battling a fish, and I think Cameron, one of your favorite people in the world is who? Yeah, me, but who else?
Him.
That man, who's that?
Captain David.
Captain David. So Cameron wants to ask Captain David a couple of first questions. So I thought I'd give him this first segment to interview Captain David and see what we can do. So Cameron, Mike's up to you. What's that first question?
Okay, the first question is, where do you get your love from fishing from?
Well, I would say the main reason that I fell in love with fishing was with my grandfather. He was Senator Louisiana, and he always took us fishing all the time. So I think what got me hooked was the time that my grandfather took me out fishing with just a cane pole and a handkerchief. He would cut the ends of the handkerchief and stick it on the hook, and we'd sit there and we'd bob it in the water, and we filled up a cooler of it was speckled trout and redfish, and we pretty much did it in about 30 minutes. It was really awesome. Back then we were able to catch 50 speckled trout at one time, so you can imagine doing that within 30 to 45 minutes. It was really cool.
Speckled trout. We've never seen a speckled trout. What do those look like? And we say that we gotta realize my nickname for David is the Black Drum King because we catch a lot, and every time we say we're gonna go catch. We catch some speckled trout. We've caught some. We've caught a few, not any big ones. Me, you, and Adam, when we went out that one day, we caught some.
Yep. I
know, and David was shooting a live video the other day, doing some training, and he was talking about speckled trout. I was kind of giving him some crap, saying where are those speckled trout you speak of? So ask him the next question, Cameron.
Why and how did you start your business?
Well, the reason why I started my business was because when I was 18 and throughout high school, I actually went in and started taking my friends after school to fishing on my little small aluminum boat. And it came to the point where my guide friends were telling me, hey, why don't you do this for money? So I slowly worked my way up and got all the way up to the point of getting my captain's license and starting a business and going from there.
Nice. Next question.
All right, last one is, how has your business progressed since the old man has helped you?
A lot. A lot. I went from just a simple captain running around like a crazy man trying to get a business to run to now I have sponsors. I have my business plan and my budgeting. As a matter of fact, we're hoping to expand our company to a bait camp, hopefully by the end of this year. So, we're moving a lot very fast, a little bit faster than I was expecting, but since Mike's here to help me, I know it's smooth sailing.
So, all right, so Cameron, what do you want to catch still that we haven't caught with Captain David? You can't go silent out there. People need noise, or they'll turn us off. You want to catch a shark? I thought.
Yeah.
You want to catch a shark? So
you want to catch a shark?
So how do you? So that's one thing he wants to catch is a shark. What's I know you fish. You fish East Bay. You fish on near Baytown. You're into more fresh water. how do you, with the seasons that's going on, we'll get into that in a little bit more detail after we get him off my lap. But what are the seasons when you're fishing there in Baytown? How does it go for you? Because I know you're getting ready for duck season too.
Right.
That's getting ready. So tell us about the fishing seasons and how they go.
Well, pretty much when it comes to fishing seasons, you have your spring, summer, fall, and winter runs. Like right now, we're running with the Big Bull Red Run, which is during the August to October. In October, they start moving back out offshore. Our speckled trout, you have two different seasons for speckled trout. You have the spring season, and then you have the fall-winter season. So during that period of time, during the fall-winter time, you get the big speckled trout, and then during the winter time, you get the smaller slot, and they come in and they stay in. They breed and migrate all around in the bay systems, and then they go right back out again.
Okay. What about somebody that's coming out and wanting to get a hold of you? Cameron, why don't you go out there with Mr. Jonathan, and we'll catch you later. Thanks, buddy. Peace out. All
Bye,
right,
Cam.
man. That's what we get. So when you get into how do people find you? When you and I met at a conference. How do people go find Captain David when they want to go fish with you?
Well, there's multiple ways. You can get me on my website, which is BalchesterNFishingTours.com. You can also find me on Fishbooker, LinkedIn, Facebook. Also, you can find me now on Fisherman's Anywhere and Captain's Experience.
Okay, so it's so we're getting a lot of new ways of people to find you.
Yes.
So when you first started business, okay, when you first started AT, man, here you are. You're probably like me. I had the little aluminum boat with the chiller, piling around, going around. You've gone from that, you got into your new boat. What's your new boat now? 23?
It's a 23-foot
Yeah.
shell sport.
Right. So you got the 23-footer now. You got everything going on. How's things changed, from then to now? What's changed? Because it's been a few years, right?
Yeah. What's mainly changed pretty much is the way I communicate with people.
Okay.
I would say that's the biggest thing. Learning advertising. I've ran several businesses before, construction-wise. So I kind of had a good idea of how to run a business, but this was a totally different atmosphere. So getting from the always running around knocking on doors to going online, it's been a huge difference for me. I really enjoy communicating with people. That's why when I get phone calls, which I get on a regular basis, I love to talk to the people and get them to sign on. They always have questions. The biggest thing that I think that has been the hardest for me is learning the internet industry. It's changing so much, so fast, it's hard to keep up in the most.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. I mean, really is. I was talking to, I mentioned Manuel Gonzalez in the beginning, and, I was talking to him last night, and we were doing our coaching session, and he's like, Mike, this networking is just frustrating. He goes, I think I'm there. I think I got something going. And then everything changes, and my phone rings, and the phone stops, and I don't know and it is, I've been coaching businesses for about 12 years now, and that's the biggest complaint that people have is networking, because you get people that come in and they say they can do stuff, right, and it costs a lot of money, and you're there, and when it doesn't work, especially if you're a small business, you're like, holy moly, what are we gonna do here? What's going on? How do I get it? Because I need my phone to ring.
Right.
So, about how many trips do you do a year?
Actually, it depends. The first 2 years, we did anywhere between 400 to 500 trips for that year. This past year, after the hurricane, we did over 900.
Okay.
And then this year, we're sitting at 463, if I'm not mistaken.
Because you got a couple guys that work with you as well.
That's not including my other two guys that are running with me as well. Yes.
Right. So that's awesome. Did you ever think that you'd be out there fishing a couple hundred days a year and getting paid for it?
No.
It's out there. We need to get. Maybe we need to get this guide symposium on running the business and getting some things up and going, because you're in one of my those of you guys that like fishing and they're in business. We've got a Angling Executives Facebook group. You're in there. My friend Captain Greg Ball, who's one of the top offshore guides out of Galveston. Kevin Beach, who owns Mexican Gulf Fishing Companies, in there. Captain Taylor Burrell, who works with Greg. they're in there. They're here to talk fishing. We're here to talk business, and that's what it's all about. And getting these things out. You've been doing some new things, recently, and I want to get to those in the next segment. I want to talk about the Facebook Live stuff and all that other stuff in the next segment and how you're using it. When you look at one of the things that I've enjoyed fishing with you is you're so good with kids, and I know I've referred some charters to you that have kids. Mm-hmm. I'm always leery of referring charters because I've been on some guys that are just jerks, and you just seem to really have fun. What's a perfect charter for you? I mean, what do you really like to do?
Ooh, the perfect charter. Well, I would say the perfect charter would be with kids. It's a whole new experience, especially when you have newbies. The whole family comes in, they never fished before. I think that's the biggest accomplishments for me to have, is to have a family that went from I've never touched a fishing pole to catching 20-inch redfish, mm-hmm. trout. Mm-hmm. And it's to see these kids, they interact and stuff is phenomenal. And how I've noticed, like you said, a lot of guys, they're just really, really bad people. They don't have that interchangeable communication when it comes to different ages. And I think when I went through public speaking and doing theater and stuff, that kind of helped me be able to adapt to different levels of age. Mm-hmm. So with me, I like it when I have kids. I mean, every trip is different. Mm-hmm. So I really can't say, there's that particular one. But I would say the majority of the ones that really make me happy is when I can bring kids on board, let them catch fish, and then we clean them at the end of the day, and those kids are like, wow, I get to eat real fish.
Yeah, it is. And like some of the fun stuff you did with Cameron the first time we went, you let him drive the boat.
Yeah.
It freaks him out. He's like, what do you mean drive? He's giving the wheel and say, okay, take us home and put it up. And didn't let him go too fast, but man, he was just as happy as could be. That's what he looks at. And now every time I say, hey, Captain David said he's got a day open, we're ready to go fishing, he's all ready to go, and makes it, really makes it happy. Because I know we stood out some of my friends with you this summer, and that's what they did. You guys caught a lot of fish. You did some stuff, and a lot of people don't know you're a chef as well. So you cook, so you're able to give some recipes, and it really helped people understand the whole experience from getting there and kind of going out, because people don't think of Baytown as the place to go out fishing, do they?
No, they don't. They think chemical plants, ooh, bad water, three-eyed fish. But yeah, it's not. I take the water people, the water testers out every year, twice a year. So with them, it kind of really lets me understand the waters, the clarity, the cleanliness, where we can go, where we can't go, mm-hmm. which kind of gives me a better benefit. Of course, I pass it on to my other guides that are in our vicinity. So. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what made you decide to go out of Baytown versus Galveston and anywhere else that you could have been?
Honestly, Galveston is overfished. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of guides out there. There's a lot of guys fighting for spots out there, mm-hmm. Like Hannah's Reef. Hannah's Reef, you had to be there at 4:00 in the morning to get a good spot. Mm-hmm. It's no use in trying to get clients out there at 4 in the morning mm-hmm. just to go out there and catch some decent fish. So mm-hmm. I've learned as me living here I was brought from Louisiana to here, that there's more places to fish besides Galveston. So mm-hmm. what I did was I actually went out, and since I was living in Baytown, I just went out with my boat and started fishing and learning the waters, learning the habitats, learning the migrations of the fish, mm-hmm. and slowly grew to where I went from Galveston to Trinity, and I focused on that, and then I slowly worked up myself from Trinity to North Galveston Fishing Complex, mm-hmm. all the way up to Scotts Bay, which is north of Baytown. Mm-hmm. So, and I've realized that there's less competition there, for one, mm-hmm. and two, I have spots there that I can go, and I don't have to worry about my clients being interrupted by something like another person or another fishing boat cutting mm-hmm. in on us, and they can have that personal time that they want.
Yeah, I know. I fished the jetties and stuff like that, and I couldn't imagine trying to fish those on the weekend. It'd just be nuts. I mean, we're gonna take a trip. I said with Greg here in a couple weeks. We're getting ready to book it right now. 5 minutes or like 5 seconds? 5 minutes. Man, this is a long one, dude. Really? That's a long 15 minutes. He's looking at me like, oh, okay. I was ready to kind of wrap this one up in a second. My thing's gonna buzz at me in a second. But we're gonna go there. We're gonna fish near the jetties. We're gonna fish that because like right now, you said the bull reds. I know when I talked to Greg yesterday, he said they were doing 20 a day. Yeah. They're catching 20 bull reds a day. He says it's ridiculous. It's simple. It's easy. And I know the first time I had a really big bull redfish day was McFadden Beach. I took my kayak down there right about this time of year. And she had 100 yards offshore drifting mullet heads. Mm-hmm. I was just shooting fish in the barrel. I think me and my buddy Steve, we got 19. And we had one that we went to release. And I'm big of hanging my feet over the edge of the kayak. And Steve he caught one and he released it. And as he released it, a bull shark came up and bit it in half. Like 2 feet from his kayak. So that was the last time I put my feet in the water at McFadden Beach right now. Because right now is a good time because the weather's starting to change, right? That's what's moving them, right? They're coming in to spawn or getting ready to spawn. Right,
yeah. The main season change is about to happen, so a lot of the spawning is going on with the bull reds. The big trout will start coming in pretty soon. Mm-hmm. They're also following the bait, which is key. Knowing your bait rotations, like right now we have the shad and big schools of mullet coming in. Mm-hmm. So it's been very good on amount of bait that's coming in, the more fish are coming in. And now that our waters are finally getting salty to the point where we actually have the bigger fish like the amberjack group, or we were catching some small mangrove snapper the other day on the rocks right where we were, and we were catching amberjack. So it was a pretty unique. No.
Amberjacks, come on.
Yeah, there was some small amberjack. They were coming into. Yeah, they were doing their spawn run. They always come up. Same thing with the Spanish mackerel. Yeah. Sometimes we get the upper size Spanish mackerel up here too. So it's been pretty good on how the conditions have changed and recovered since we've been having all these storms.
Yeah, it's really, people don't realize the amount of rain we get. The more rain we get really changes the salinity of the bays. I know, people that. I get in some arguments with people about global warming and all this stuff and these hurricanes. That water is warm right now. I mean, really warm. Yeah. How have you seen it change? We got 2 minutes. How have you seen the bay change in the last 5 years?
The bait or the bay?
The bay.
The bay, it's changed a lot. And even in the past year, it has changed a lot. Through all the storms, the water that we have, it's been a whole lot different. We've been having to do a lot of adjustments on our fishing techniques, on our locations of fishing. We normally fish between 2 to 15 to 20 feet. Right now we're fishing between 5 to 150 feet. So we're mainly focusing on the channel side. So it's been a huge change. I mean, the sandbars are moving. A lot of the oyster beds are died because we had too much fresh water for the past 2 years. So we're trying to figure out where these migrations are changing literally day by day as we're out there. It's always changing now, and we're trying to figure that out as quick as possible.
Cool. Well, okay, we're going to get ready to go to a break. So we're going to come back, talk to David a little bit more about the business side. That's what we want to cover. So we talk a little bit about the fishing side and what he does. Let's come back and we're going to talk about the fishing side. So Jonathan, you take it away. We'll be back in a minute.
Hi, I'm Mike Mogel, the CEO of Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. A clean and disinfected space is essential to keeping your customers and your staff healthy, safe, and productive while preventing the spread of COVID-19. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, with more than 20 years experience in janitorial, restaurant, post-construction, and floor maintenance cleaning. We really make it shine. We are focused on quality cleaning and wellness in our customer spaces. Our team is professionally trained to ensure not a spot is missed, and we use products that are safe for your property and your people. Our services are tailored to your individual needs and include expert floor care, dusting, sweeping, mopping, vacuuming, detailing, glass cleaning, and deep disinfecting. Our experienced team is here to make your office as comfortable and clean as possible. Visit our website at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or call us today at 832-689-7996. Now that's a clean sweep.
The right tax team is key to any successful business. At America's Tax Firm, our goal is to help individuals and businesses of all sizes with accounting solutions and tax strategies that yield profitability, sustainability, and growth. At America's Tax Firm, we have a team of experienced tax consultants and advisors that can help your company optimize business strategies to minimize taxes and reduce liabilities. From preparing and filing your personal or business taxes, or choosing the right legal structure for your business, to resolving complex tax issues with the IRS, America's Tax Firm is your turnkey solution. Take a strong and decisive step and let America's Tax Firm be part of your success.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The Now Media Video Business Card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The Now Media Video Business Card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
Hey, this is Michael Rager, your business guide. I'm back with Captain David Rapollet from Bow Stern Fishing Tours. Okay, we talked a little bit about fishing a little bit. We're gonna talk business now. Then we're gonna come back and talk to fishing. We did get a really important message from Jonathan, our producer, that this time we're gonna do the real 15 minutes. We're gonna go back to the normal 15 minutes, not that extended 15 minutes we did the first time. So it's always good because I'm sitting here. I hit my timer. So, I try to stay on target, and when it starts buzzing at me and he's telling me I got 5 minutes left, I'm like, crap. I just thought, I got older, and the older I got today that, my brain just started thinking right, and the time continuum was just all messed up in, doing all this. So, thanks, Jonathan. I love you, man. All right, Dave. Let's talk. You've been starting to do some new stuff. You've been doing some fishing universities, basic introduction fishing 101. It cracked me up when you called it fishing string the other day. I laughed instead of fishing line. I laughed. How are you going? So you talked about some of the ways you're doing things to bring business. How are you using Facebook, for example, right now? How are you using Facebook to bring in business for your...
Well, I've started a new page, which is Bow Stern Fishing Tours. I figured that it would be smart because you have a lot of communities and groups that are actually on Facebook. Mm-hmm. So when I first went in, I have a bunch of friends of mine that have fishing groups. So I was like, well, screw it. I'm just going to go and make me one. So I made one and started doing live videos and starting to show everybody that what we do, how we do it, and trying to collaborate with other guides and stuff and show people like other guides are doing right now. They're doing a lot of the Facebook lives and stuff like that. Mm. So it's been a journey when it comes to Facebook, trying to figure out boosting, all that kind of stuff. It's very hard.
Yeah, when to spend it, because there's a couple groups I follow and stuff like that. I know what Sharky and Sharky Stories, the guys, they had the other day, they were really killing the Bull Rad's one of his guys, and they go live every time they get one on. This guy was on live like every 5 minutes. It's like, holy crap. They were just in an epic bite. It was when the day was really crappy out. And so the worse it was, man, it kind of reminded me of sail fishing. The worse it is out, the more they're at, and I think it's going to be a great thing is you got to get on that Facebook Live, look at some boosting. Boosting's kind of it's really hard, it's where do I spend money? How do I spend money? I was talking to somebody the other day, and she said she's recommending going to spending like $2 a day, boost stuff and spend $2 a day to boost it, and just go there and just start getting, a few more trickles, and going there. And I think a lot of it's going to be is titling your content and what you're doing too. But you did a pretty good teaching the other day. Why? I mean, you came out to Fishing 101. Why'd you go Fishing 101? Why didn't you go, Fishing for Pros? Why'd you go Fishing 101?
Well, because the majority of the people that I deal with are newbies for the most part and amateurs. So I figured Fishing 101 is more of an inviting title. I would go for like the newbies and stuff like that.
Instead of fishing for dumbasses like me. It's like, but I liked it because it was very, very informative. Where you're going and what you were doing. It's just basic because when we fish with you, it really is basic. We're not going out there. We're not trying to be the because when I'm going with my son, and the whole idea is to catch fish.
Right.
And so we're going out, we're using live bait, we're using dead bait. We used a lot of dead bait with you. We're not casting a lot of lures and doing that stuff. Me and you and Adam have gone and we've cast a lot of lures, and it's different. And I think that's what you're there. So I like that you're thinking about the family and taking it. How do you build something that whenever somebody comes on and you've got their email address, I would be emailing them out and saying, hey, we're putting in Fishing 101, Fishing 101, come on, we're doing this. We'd love to have you come on and be part of our live group, get your former clients to come out there. How are you pushing it out there, and how are you advertising it right now?
Right now, I'm just pretty much advertising it on just on the page with the people that I have on followers. I haven't got to the point of extending it out to emailing. Okay. I have considered that. I haven't got to that point. I'm trying to learn that part. Yeah. It's complicated with Facebook. If you want to start doing like a broad spectrum of your people on your email to bring them over onto your Facebook, they have to have an account.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, they do or they don't, and they know how to get on. But the people that don't, I can't invite them on. So it's making it a little bit harder for me to be able to do that mass email saying, hey, guys, we're doing this. So what I'm doing now is I'm actually going to start transferring those videos onto my YouTube channel. And to where anybody can see them publicly or privately. Yeah,
I think it's a great thing. I would what I like to do is I would do the email to them, and I would send the link to your Facebook page, whether they have it or not, and then send that link to that YouTube channel. I think that's a multiple way to do things and get people out there. You can't control what people do. All you can control is what you do, right. And get out there and do what you need to do, and make it happen, and just make things happen and do it, because that's what it is with the fishing too. Is a lot of times we're out there, we've got to go make things happen, and you can't stay here if things are not happening at point one.
Right.
We got to move to point two. Duck hunting's coming up, and tell us about your hunting business and how that, because I know me and Ken Beeman went with you a couple years ago. We went goose hunting in the beginning, and at 4 a.m, we watch geese fly over us all freaking morning when we can't shoot. And the minute that the sun comes up, we can shoot. We hear everybody else in the world shooting, and there's not a damn goose by us.
Right.
So tell us about the hunting side of the business and what's going on there.
Well, on the duck hunting side, we mainly concentrate around like the Baytown area. We got a lot of marshlands and water areas that are there. It's growing. I'm getting a lot of the families that went fishing going out. Our duck hunts are really being productive the past couple of years. Like you said, when we went out, we went to Anahuac, and all the geese knew when the hunters were going to be there, but the ducks were still too dumb to figure out, hey, we can still fly over here. So, it's... On our areas now, we actually introduced a couple more little habitat areas. We're doing some blinds as well, some better blinds. We're using natural blinds, and we grew some more around the areas where we can get more ducks in. And also, we're getting ready to talk to the eco people with Texas Parks and Wildlife and see if we actually go in and start putting in feeding grass that's natural for them in those spoil areas. Okay, are you
when do the ducks start showing up? Because right now we're getting close to teal season, right?
We are in teal season.
Teal season started already, yes. And then we got the mallards are really starting to show up. And when does that start?
Most of the time, lately the mallards have been showing a little bit late in the season. They've been coming warm. Right, it's been warm. So hopefully if it get cooler, they'll be coming in a little bit sooner. Normally they come in roughly right around about December, mid-November on the earliest if we get a good cold front. But we're going after everything. We're going after gadwall, spoonbills, teals, greenheads. We've got a lot of pinto coming in this year. A lot of redwing. We've been having a lot of redwing last year, so it's definitely seen a different in migration, and we're hoping we're going to see an earlier run this year.
Yeah, it's been. I know it's already snowed once in Colorado. It was blazing hot here this summer. It's still blazing hot here.
Right.
That's the thing we got to look at is what potentially we can do, how things change, and what we can change. When do you usually start booking your hunting trips? When do those start?
I've already got people booking now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, matter of fact, I've got one guy who's actually booked 3 times for this season and 3 times for next season.
Okay.
So, I mean, we're doing bookings throughout the whole year. I mean, if they want to sit there and it's March and they're like, hey, we want to go duck hunt and do our hook and shoot, which is really neat to do. It's a combination of fishing and duck hunting. I'm getting a lot of them booking them now.
Okay. Yeah, because I know my one thing is I know Cameron wants to go with us. Want to go goose hunting again. It's you want to make that. Hey, he just wants to be the dog. He just wants to sit there and hopefully get something, go out there and catch it and grab it and pull it in and not fly away with him. So laugh at him out there. So again with the business, how else have you gotten business? I mean, have you gone and done some of the sporting shows, or what else have you done to push out? Because I know you've been wanting to push. We talked about doing some of the corporate stuff. You had your kids camp that you were looking to do that got put off this year because of COVID and stuff like that. What are some of the things ways you're marketing that stuff?
Well, this year, because of COVID, we pretty much got smashed down on pretty much everything we want to do, because we do a lot of the boat shows. We were trying to get into the NRG's boat show, the Houston Boat Show this year, but we were not able to.
You didn't miss much. It sucked.
We went, it was horrible. And I was like, I can't believe it's gotten down. And I've realized it's getting worse, too. I mean, over the years, you can see the ratings have slowly gone down.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm trying to, for next year's marketing, what we're looking at is we're trying to get into more of the boat shows, more of the hunting and fishing shows this year. Is pretty much done.
Yeah.
We're planning on doing we are going to be doing the Houston Boat Show next year. We will be doing the Shore Acres Show, which we normally do every year.
Okay. You invite me. I'll go sit in the booth and drink beer and pretend like I'm going to help promote your business.
Oh, that's fine with me.
What about the schools? How are the schools in the area promoting environmental stuff? Because I know that happens. And is there a chance for you to get in and start talking to some of the schools and do a little education?
There are some programs that are out there that we're looking into. That's when we started doing our after-school program, which is the kids learn to fish. We were getting ready to introduce that this year, but COVID kind of got us. So we're definitely introducing that next year. We are in talks with both the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts. We had the Florida group was actually considering on coming down and using the campsite that we had before Harvey hit us.
Right.
And they were going to come in. They were going to do their badges, fishing, and all that kind of stuff as well. So we're looking into that. There's a lot of other programs that we're trying to get into, especially with the Texas Parks and Wildlife. They have different types of junior programs for fishing and also hunting. So we're trying to start working with them, getting into negotiations, and see if we can start being one of theirs, and they can be one of our sponsors.
Yeah, I really think with you pushing and being so good with the kids that any way that you can get on and do anything with school age kids at elementary to mid school, middle school, I think that's going to be awesome for you. I'd be pumping, I'd be picking up the phone every day that I'm not working and saying, hey, this is what we want to do. We want to do it. Can we do some videos? What can we do? We're going to give away, stuff. Because I know last year you raffled off some trips. You did stuff with us at the Mule Deer Foundation. I know a friend of mine, Nikki, she was on the PTA board and they raffled off one of your trips and stuff like that. So I think that's a great way. I'd be contacting every PTA board, but I don't want to give away too many because it's hard to live when you gotta eat. But how are some other ways that you can get into that you see? We're gonna do some live coaching right now. How are some other ways that you see you can get into some of these schools?
Well, like you said, through the PTAs. If we can get to some of the parents and stuff and that are in PTA groups, and I've actually took that into consideration. I have a couple of families that came in that, as a matter of fact, she was the assistant principal, and she's like, man, why don't you do this for like summer? And I was like, well, what do you mean? She's like, well, you know, we can do something like a group of kids can come in on the school bus, they can camp out and stuff like that. And then you can go ahead and take these kids out to fish, because I have multiple boats available for us. So we can do, you know, 4, 5, 6 kids per boat, taking them out, teaching them the habitats, teaching them different types of fish, how to fish, things like that, which would work. But right now, with the way that the COVID and all is we just have to step back and just wait for this to clear.
Yeah, I think I'd be planting seeds right now, Johnny Appleseed. Let me get in there and get these things. You know, even if I can give a discount. You know, I'm as those of you that know that coach me, I hate discounts, but we kind of look at them as a loss leader. If I can give up, you know, your profit margins are pretty big. You know, on what you do. So if I give a $50 discount. If I gave something to come out and bring people out for their first time, because you know, like when we send our friends out, they're like, okay, when are we going again? We're going again, and they're probably going to be clients of yours every year,
right?
And you know, that's some of the fun things that you need to do. Tell everybody how to get a hold. We're going to go to break in a minute. Tell everybody how to your phone number, your email, all that stuff, so they know how to get a hold of you.
Well, you can get a hold of me at bouttosternfishingtours.com. You can also email me at bouttosternfishingtours@yahoo.com. And then you can contact me by phone at 936-252-1558.
All right. Well, that's what you need to do. You need to call David. You need to get out there. I'm telling you, man, if you're a parent and you got kids, you need to take them. It's the place to go. We're going to hand everything back out to Jonathan. Then we're going to talk about, you know, like catching really big fish, you know, because that's what I like to do. So we'll be back in a minute.
Graphic design, banners, brochures, business cards, posters, any printing you need for your company's branding, Priority Printing SS is your solution. With more than 30 years of experience, Priority Printing SS has been the preferred solution for hundreds of companies for any printed materials. At Priority Printing SS, they believe in listening to you, bringing you creative ideas to effective results. Your printed materials talk about your company. Make sure they open the door for you. Trust your printed materials to the experts. Call Priority Printing SS at 713-575-9800 and let Priority Printing SS handle with ease all your printing needs.
Hi, this is Alberto Tudela. The Houston metro area has experienced a substantial increase of wind and hail damage, flooding, and other perils in the last 5 years. Now more than ever, it is critical and essential to ensure your company, your property, as well as your family have the right insurance coverage. Tudela Insurance Solutions offers a wide variety of insurance for home, auto, property, as well as life insurance. My goal is to find a tailored option that guarantees the right coverage at the right price, specific to your needs, present and future, so you protect what matters the most. Call me today at 713-714-4475 and allow our team at Tudela Insurance Solutions to make sure you're protected. Accidents never happen when we expect them. Now is the time to ensure you have peace of mind.
Hi, I'm Mike Mogel, the CEO of Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. A clean and disinfected space is essential to keeping your customers and your staff healthy, safe, and productive while preventing the spread of COVID-19. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, with more than 20 years experience in janitorial, restaurant, post-construction, and floor maintenance cleaning. We really make it shine. We are focused on quality cleaning and wellness in our customer spaces. Our team is professionally trained to ensure not a spot is missed, and we use products that are safe for your property and your people. Our services are tailored to your individual needs and include expert floor care, dusting, sweeping, mopping, vacuuming, detailing, glass cleaning, and deep disinfecting. Our experienced team is here to make your office as comfortable and clean as possible. Visit our website at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or call us today at 832-689-7996. Now that's a clean sweep.
COVID-19 transformed the way we do business. Now more than ever, fast lead generation and customer retention will determine if a business survives or not. The Now Media Video Business Card is designed to be sent using your smartphone. It's the next generation business card that will open the door for you while keeping social distancing. The Now Media Video Business Card is affordable for anyone from startups to multinational companies and is already being used by hundreds of businesses. Stay open, stay in business. Call us today.
Hey, this is Michael Rager, your business guide. We're back with David Rapollet from Bow to Stern Fishing Tours. So, David, all right, we talked business. You're doing some good things. You said you got some sponsors. Tell us about that. What's going on with those? Let's give them a shout out so they'll give us more stuff. Because I want stuff too, sponsors.
More stuff. Well, my main sponsor right now that I've got going on is Redbeard Fishing Rods. He's a custom rod builder. He's just now coming out, making some magnificent rods. Any design that you want, he can pretty much do.
Can I get rods for under $100, man? I'm telling you, that's what's killing me now. I tell my wife, like you said, we're talking, going to Academy or Fishing Tackle Unlimited, and I go look at spring rod. Gee, man, Christmas. I remember I had the same Eagle Claw fishing rod that I paid $9 for, and I had that thing for like 18 years before I broke it. Now I go in. And they're $150 to $200 to stop. And
oh yeah,
gee, many Christmas, guys, come on.
Well, it's all about the name now.
Yeah,
that's one of the biggest thing I've realized. It's all about the name, and it's like when Favorite came out with a small $60 pole, and they started producing it online and stuff, and then the name started getting out. So now that $60 pole is now a $240 pole. I'm like, why?
Yeah,
you know, this guy here, and oh yeah, there he is. He's got some really good rods. I mean, right now with my sponsorship, I know he's got some rods going out to a couple people, especially in Florida, that are anywhere between $150 to as expensive as you want. It depends on what quality pole you want and what you want it for.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's really good. Got a lot going on.
Yeah, I'm a really big Shimano guy and pen guy. I just picked up a new pen in 2200 series, I think it is. Mm-hmm. It was nice, but it's really hard to get stuff right now.
It is.
I mean, it's really, really hard to get stuff. I was gonna buy that reel for him, and then I went and saw it, and I liked it, and so this is mine. So Dad kept it. So let's talk about fishing and what we really want to do and the big stuff. I mean, you do a lot of bay fishing. I mean, it's surprising. You know, most of the fish you're catching are 2 to 6, 7 pounds most of the time, but then we're getting into the black drum where the one we showed Cameron caught, I think was 35-40 pounds. Right. You're catching black drum and the 20 pound. All right, what's the passion? What do you really want to go catch?
Everything. I mean, just to be honest, it's everything. We try and put our clients on every fish we can. We start from...
Well, I don't care about that. No, what does David really want to go catch that he hasn't caught yet?
Oh, that I haven't caught.
There we go, yeah.
Oh, well, our trip kind of got canceled. We were supposed to go down to Florida and go do some mahi-mahi and some sailfish.
Uh-huh. Where are we going?
When are we going?
Where were we going?
We were going to go to, I think it was St. Lisa's Pass, somewhere near Boca.
Okay.
And it was... a little trip we were supposed to do. We were taking 3 days, but then the hurricane came and it kind of shut us down. So.
Yeah, you can go to Almirada, dude.
I would love to go.
Yeah, we gotta go to Almirada. You want to go catch mahi-mahi in April and May. That many sailfish around, but
right.
Yeah, April, May, Almirada is like awesome. I caught 25-pound mahi on fly down there, and my biggest mahi down there has been almost 40. Wow. So it's nice. My biggest mahi is a little bit over 45. I caught that in Cabo. So that was pretty nice.
Yeah, see, that's my biggest one that I want to do is I definitely want to go out there and hit some good mahi. It's been a while since I've been out there because I'm like, the sad part is the prime season to go catch these type of fish is the same as my prime season going out there and catching fish here. So it's kind of little contradictory for me to be able to say, hey, I'm scheduling a trip this week, but oh wait,
I'm going. You know, you just got to plan for it. I mean, you really do. You got to just say, hey, look, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go do this. You know, we did. I used to be a part of a group called Anglers and Hunters Travel, and we set up a trip to go to Mazatlan, and it was end of October, and we were up north, you know, Michigan, and people didn't want to go because it was freaking deer season. It's like, Jesus, I'm like, come on, dude. We had a chance to go to Mazatlan for 4 days of fishing for less than $1,000.
Wow.
And it's deer season. It's like,
really?
Yeah, most of the guys I know they get buck fever so bad it wasn't even funny. But you know, it's like we're talking to Captain Taylor. You need to go out with us and Captain Taylor catch some of those big. Those amberjack are mean. You need to go with us to catch some tuna. But Taylor's talking about potentially going out and doing a commercial run one day, and he's I'm hoping if he's listening, Captain, I'm waiting. But he's like, man, he says you can get some fish, so let's go do it. And we're just gonna try to load up the boat. We'll stay out overnight, you know, something like that. What's the biggest fish you caught?
Ooh, the biggest fish on our vessel right now was a 65-pound black drum. We've had a 52-inch red on our line that came in. We've actually had several of those a couple years ago. The biggest trout we've caught was a 10-6 on pounder.
All right.
We just got started catching some nice sized flounder. We actually got a 23 and a 24 on the flounder side.
Those things piss me off. I don't really like to eat them, so I don't really go after them. But they just piss me off because I remember when I first started kayak fishing. When I first got my kayak, you know, the guy that took me out said he just wanted to go teach me how to use the kayak. And so we went down near Tiki Island and we back there by the and you know, you get the flounder and it come all the way up to the surface and spit the hook right at you. Just
right.
Piss you off. And then the next day I went out and caught a 54-inch kingfish on my kayak and said, there you go. So what about offshore? I mean, what's the biggest fish David's caught? I mean, what's your biggest fish?
My biggest fish has been I've caught a 5-pound hammerhead.
A 5-pound?
Yeah, it was a 5-pound hammerhead on a little princess pole. I had a friend of mine. That was the biggest one I've caught on there. My biggest one that I've caught on the regular pole has been it was a 300-pound bull, and then I did a self fish once, and it was well over. It was like 76 pounds.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I caught a 7-foot bull shark on my kayak. That was that was nuts. I know. Went to Costa Rica and we caught a couple sails in the 125, 130 pound range. We just got down there and they just weren't biting. And we saw. I bet you, I fished 3 days in Costa Rica and I bet you I saw 500 sailfish. And we caught 3. We came up on some that were daisy chaining, and we actually smacked them in the sails.
Wow.
Drove the boat right up to them. They could have cared less that we were there, but we had about a 600-pound marlin come right up. Me and the captain, we just put the teaser out on the outrigger, and we sat there. We're sitting there talking, and all of a sudden we see the teaser go flying in front of us, and we look behind us, and there's this 9-foot marlin just right behind it.
Wow.
Turned around and just greyhound away. You know, that's a big old tiger shark. There,
that's a nice one.
Yeah, that's a big one. We see some really big ones caught. You know,
Yeah.
It's funny is I know Cameron wants to go catch a shark, and they pull hard.
They do.
They pull hard, and he whines. He whines when he catches big bull red. When he catches big redfish. I'm wondering how much whining he's going to do. We put him on a big shark, Dave. So we got 3 minutes left. So if you're going to tell any parents, you know, that's getting ready to go and teach your kid into fish, you know, get them to start fishing. What are you going to teach them?
Well, the thing is, I mean, when it comes to the parents want to bring their kids, I teach them how to fish. I mean, it's the beginning of it. What kind of fish are out there? What are they catching as they're catching them? The habitats, teach them different types of way that we tie our knots, things like that. We like to teach our kids about the habitat is the biggest key for me. I like to teach these kids, look, this is what we need for the future. This is what we want for your kids to be able to enjoy as they're growing up, especially with the high schoolers that we deal with, a lot of the upper age teenagers, you know, they're slowly wanting to get into it. I think the biggest thing that I enjoyed was when I had one kid tell me that, oh, he's caught so many fish all this time, you know, and I was like, okay, this kid's got some experience. And then